I wish I was black.
What is Kamala, who's a total lightweight? Did you see her on television last night? This is going to be the president. This is going to be the president of our country? I don't think so.
I want to ask you about your opponent, Donald Trump. I was a little bit surprised. People might be surprised to hear that you have never interacted with him, met him face to face. That's going to change soon. But what I want to ask you about is what he said last month. He suggested that you happened to turn black recently for political purposes, questioning a core part of your identity.
Yeah.
Any
Same old tired playbook. Next question, please.
That's it?
That's it.
What's going on, guys? So we got to talk about this MSNBC panel where you got some conservatives, independents, and liberals talking about Kamala Harris's race. Okay, so you already know that Donald Trump went to this NABJ event where he said basically Kamala Harris is playing up and pretending to be black all of a sudden, whereas she previously was identifying as Indian.
And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman.
I respect either one. I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear.
Right, so this is all factual, but of course the woke liberal media and a bunch of woke leftists out there had meltdowns about this and saying, well, he's questioning her race and all this stuff, where no, he's not questioning her race, silly. He's obviously questioning her trying to abuse her racial attributes that many would argue are not even true, because she's factually not African American and she's calling herself black. She's basically identifying as black. She's just choosing to say that she's black, even though she has no African American heritage. She just had a father who happened to be born in Jamaica. That would be the equivalent of Elon Musk saying he's a black American because he was born in South Africa. It makes absolutely no sense, and that's what Kamala is doing. This panel is reacting to Kamala's race and how race impacts them. I thought this was a pretty interesting video and some funny stuff in there. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Can you raise your hand if you are a Republican, Democrat, Independent? Does the way that you identify racially impact your politics, or specifically how you plan to vote this election?
Absolutely.
How so?
I'm not going to lend my support behind someone who does not support people who look like me.
So before they continue, the question is, what makes you think, like, there's a lot of people that are black voters and Hispanic voters. There's a lot of people of color that vote and support Trump. So what makes you think that Trump doesn't support people that look like you? Technically, he supports everybody, all Americans. So I don't get the sentiment. It just really seems like the propagandist got to her and convinced her that, well, all Republicans are bad, especially Trump. You know it's going to be somebody else next, because it's just going to be DeSantis, it's going to be Vivek, it's going to be anybody. They're going to convince you that Vivek Ramaswamy, an Indian man, is racist against his own kind. Like, they'll do anything. They got people thinking if you're black, that Byron Donalds is against the black people. Like, these people are ridiculous.
I don't think he sees me as who I am.
Former President Donald Trump.
Yes.
And what about the rest of you?
I just don't think that Kamala Harris has anything vested in the air finger quote black or Hispanic experience in so much as it would be identified by anybody that lives in those communities.
Well, I mean, Kamala Harris wasn't really raised in black communities. So she was raised in partially in Oakland for a while, like a little bit, and then primarily in Canada. She hasn't really, first off, again, she's not black, and she hasn't been raised in black communities. She's spent a lot of time in India as well, where her mom is from, right? So it doesn't make any sense to say, oh, all of a sudden I'm blackity black, black.
You're saying you don't think that she can help black or brown people?
No, I mean, going to Howard don't make you black.
It doesn't.
A conversation that quickly turned to this moment in a July interview at the National Association of Black Journalists.
I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
What did you think?
They don't like Trump because he just tells the truth. This is what everybody knows. Everybody knows. Everybody was talking about this before. People are acting like Trump made this up. People was talking about this way back in 2019 when she first came on the scene because she wasn't saying she was black before. Matter of fact, in this same video, they play a clip from 2019 where she starts saying she's black. That's when she started saying it. That's why she was questioned about it.
When you heard those comments?
Highly offensive. I mean, I think probably every multiracial, mixed race, biracial person has had the experience of someone else telling them that they are not something enough. I think it's kind of triggering.
Hi, my name is Karen.
Hi, I'm Karen.
My name is Karen.
What's a Karen? Why is it everywhere, and where did it come from?
Right.
I think it is impossible to be biracial in America, and I think that it requires that you're covering all bases at all times, and it requires constant recognition of both identities. And I think when Donald Trump says stuff like that about Kamala Harris and implies that she's picking a race for political advantage, it's tapping into an incredibly familiar sentiment.
I mean, well, is she picking a race for political advantage? I haven't heard Kamala mention nothing about her Indian heritage and ages. Have y'all? I haven't heard her say nothing about being Indian. I think at the DNC, they played a presentation before she spoke or something, but she didn't say much about this at all. Now she doesn't even call herself black anymore. I don't know if anybody noticed that. Now she doesn't call herself black anymore because she's already been exposed.
Marie and Adul, as Trump supporters, when you heard that comment, as mixed people, how did it register with you?
Well, my first thought was, that wasn't very well thought out. At the same time, though, when I heard it, I didn't hear it as an attack on blacks or Indians. I heard it more so of him commenting towards identity politics and the appeal that some take to play up one side of their race over the other.
Yep.
Adul, I see you nodding.
That's all it is.
I agreed with him. I didn't know she identified as black because everything I saw was first South Asian.
Full stop. Hold on a second. I'm gonna let this dude continue in a second. But everybody was saying this, guys. Shout out to anybody in the black community knows. Okay, I know the demographics of this channel is not primarily black, but if you know any black people and happen to have these conversations, obviously, the majority of people I know are black, and basically everybody said, even people that I know that are Kamala supporters, a lot of people question her on her race. Some people still supporting her for that, but a lot of people question her on the whole race thing, and they've been doing it for years.
She identified as black because everything I saw was first South Asian, first Indian. There's none of that identified as black.
Regardless of her parents, I mean, she was born in this country, and she identifies as a black person in this country in an American way, in a uniquely American context.
Never heard her identify herself as a black woman.
She said multiple times she's a black woman.
So look, the host over here trying to rig the panel, or rig the focus group, and trying to get the whole focus group to believe something else, irrespective of the fact that Kamala, prior to 2019, did not say that she was black. Let's keep going.
Never heard it.
But I'm black.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of being black.
So this clip is from 2019. It even has the date on it. 2019. So she has said she was black right before the election with Joe Biden, but no other time before that. Kamala Harris is 60 years old. She was an attorney general, district attorney, and was a prosecutor before that. She always said she was Indian in those other elections for district attorney and attorney general. But now, all of a sudden, when she's running for president and she knows she needs the black vote, all of a sudden, hey guys, I'm black. She comes out of the bushes talking about she's black. It makes no sense. And this actually disproves the point that they were trying to prove.
Even though you disagree with Kamala Harris politically, do you feel some kinship towards her as a mixed person?
These people want you to be so race obsessed. They're like, well, she looks like you, so y'all brothers and sisters, right? Hell no. Ain't no damn way. This lady is a radical, far leftist Looney Tune, and she's not even a smart one. They got smart ones, and she's not one of them. I'm closely identifying with the smarter people on both sides, not the dummies.
Not personally. I find a lot of her trajectory to not be my brand of woman leader. We've got 3 major international crises going on and someone applying to be commander-in-chief. As a woman, I want to see you do more than, appeal to giggling and having a girl moment on the stage.
Guys, unfortunately, that's all Kamala Harris is good for, is the vibes. Like, there are so many people who don't really seem to care about what her policies are. Again, not published on her website. I don't know if they ever will publish her policy positions because they don't want to hold Kamala Harris accountable for anything. And a lot of these people are so race obsessed, and a lot of politicians know it. It's insane that we live in a society where so many people are sheep and so race obsessed, and then the politicians see it. They're salivating at the freaking mouth to levy race, weaponizing it against the voters to force the vote to go a certain way just because they know that they've got people race obsessed, in their feelings, not thinking logically, not giving a damn about policy, even going against their own wallets, which is the craziest thing of them all. Look at this dummy Ben Stiller and what he had to say. He's just going along with the vibes just like everybody else, and he's not even a woman. He's just an idiot.
Get out and vote and donate. And she's also a historic candidate. It's going to be the first woman president. And that's incredibly exciting. And, she's Indian, she's Black, she's everything. You can be more than one thing. It's incredible. I'm Jewish and Irish. I wish I was Black. Every white Jewish guy wishes he was Black. It's just get out there and vote and donate and take advantage. This is such an important time right now. And this wave of energy that's happening, we got to keep going with it. So please do everything you can.
Just a quick question while you came, and what you like about Harris' platform?
Just very excited about moving forward and all the energy and excitement that's around this movement right now. So that's why I'm here, because it's time for change, and it seems like it's happening.
Do you think she'll be able to sustain the momentum post-convention?
For sure.
You think the race is going to be close?
It's going to be close, but everybody's motivated to work and make it happen. So, and she and Tim Walz are just incredible candidates. All right.
Thank you, Ben.
Okay, man. See you.
These people are unbelievable, and if they think that they could win this election with that, I think they got another thing coming, because Joe Biden at least has some of them old school people that have been kind of with him forever, whereas Kamala Harris doesn't really have that type of heavily loyal following. She has a bunch of sheep, but that's not enough. She has to be able to convince the swing state voters, the people who are really truly in between, who actually need convincing. You got to earn their vote. And I don't think Kamala Harris is earning their vote right now. As a matter of fact, I just posted a video about the interview that she just had on CNN, and it was a disaster. It was a train wreck. Be sure to check that out if you haven't already. But guys, let me know what you think about this. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate y'all watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
And it's the first interview she's done in nobody's ever seen anything like it. It was a very weak interview from the standpoint of CNN. I think CNN should be ashamed of themselves. If that were me, aren't they? Sir, I heard you want the death penalty for drug dealers. Why? Well, I'd like to end the drug epidemic, if that's okay.